Hey, it's Andy O'Reilly. I am here with Zaneta Adams today. Welcome to Positively Muskegon. Zaneta is a local attorney and a military veteran. Veterans Day is coming up.
Yes.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We're going to get to Zaneta's project here in a second, but I want to talk first a little bit about your service. When did you serve?
I served from 1998 to 2006 in the U.S. Army, Reserves.
And what compelled you? What was your motivation? Was it a patriotic thing? Was it a...
I think I wanted a challenge. I always loved the idea of the military.
Yeah.
And when I was a junior in college, I joined ROTC. This was when I was living in Florida, and decided I wanted to be an officer.
Yeah.
In the military. That ended up happening, but
No.
But I still was in the military.
Sure.
And I really loved it. I loved challenging things. I was kind of a tomboy, so
really?
I liked all that mud and guns and yeah. So
I look back at my younger days, and I think the years I my formative years I spent trying to learn radio and all that other kind of stuff. I think I missed out something. I think I missed out on 4 years I could have done in the Navy or the Army or something like that. Your experience as a young person doing that, what did it bring to your life?
It brings a lot of things, and I mean it still has an impact. I think there is an air of discipline that it brings for sure.
That was a big thing for me. Yeah, I could have used that.
Yeah, and it allows you, like, one of the things that's very frustrating for anybody who serves in the military is, when you ask someone, we call you guys civilians.
Sure.
But when you ask a civilian to do something, maybe it's on a job or whatever, your expectation is to get it done. Like, that's what we're taught, to get it done.
Yep.
We're taught to have integrity in everything that we do. And so it gets frustrating when you're not used to people getting it done when you get out. So I think that the military has a lot of different qualities, and it's helped me to be on time and just all those different things that come with discipline.
Responsibility, and it's for young people especially today. It's something that they're lacking in a lot of areas, and it's hard to find that place for them to kind of cram it down their throats and get them on the right program. It's tough.
When you come out of the military, you stand differently,
Mm-hmm.
you present yourself differently, you do a lot of things differently than when you went in. I mean, there is a lax culture, and so when you go into the military, you have that, you take that with you, but you are retrained, and it's ingrained in you to stand tall, to that you're the best of the best.
And you are.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do.
So you got done with the military, you came out, you turned yourself into an attorney. And in your spare time, you started this whole thing called WINC.
Yes.
Let's talk about this. This is a remarkable outreach for women who have served. Tell me about your motivation here.
Well, I got out in 2006. I got called up for Operation Iraqi Freedom to go to Iraq in 2005.
Did you really?
Yep. And while I was preparing to go over to Iraq, I fell off a deuce-and-a-half truck, which was about a 10 to 11 foot fall, and severely injured my back. And so about almost a year later, I was medical boarded from the military, honorably discharged.
Sure.
And but I was told I might not walk again. So I spent time in a wheelchair, and it was devastating for me. There weren't a lot of programs. There were programs out there. Let's be honest, there were programs. But I would go to some of these programs that offered extreme sports for disabled people and different things, and I'd be the only female there. And I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was all those things at that time, because let's face it, my life for me felt like it was over.
Sure.
And so I went to this Women Veterans Retreat in 2009 with this organization, Challenge Aspen, and it was almost a wake-up call. It was kind of a breath of fresh air to be able to see women who were dealing with some of the same things, being a mom, being a wife, all those things, and dealing with their situation in the same way that I was.
Sure.
And so I really felt that there was some therapy in that. When I came home, I did things differently. I had friends that were missing limbs, but they were doing amazing things, and I'm like, well, I still have mine.
Yeah.
I can do some amazing things too. And so it kind of motivated me. But those retreats were like once a year. And you didn't have a lot of time to be together and bond as much, because they were more about the individual challenges.
Sure.
And so in 2014, after law school, I started this organization, WINC. It was initially the acronym is for Women Injured in Combat, but combat for me in my mind was on and off the battlefield, dealing
Sure.
with PTSD, dealing with military sexual trauma, dealing with any type of injury. But I think women thought it was just for combat veterans.
Right.
And so we've shortened it to WINC for all women veterans so that women understand that it's for everyone. And we have monthly meetups. We have women veterans retreats. And, to be able to see the women that go and come out feeling changed and feeling like they have something to be a part of is what it's all about.
How has this grown since you started this?
Well, just like anything, the seed, you don't have as many participants initially because people don't know what it is.
It's tough, isn't it?
It is.
And I've started a thing or two over the years too,
Mm-hmm.
and you start these with this grand idea in head, and then you got to focus it in on reality,
Mm-hmm.
and that's time. It
Yep.
takes some time.
I think our first Women Veterans Retreat, we had about 8 participants, which wasn't bad.
That's not
We wanted to always cap it at like between 15 and 17 because we don't want the groups to be too big. We want to be able to control the atmosphere and allow everybody to participate. And so we had like eight participants. And the second year we had about 10. And this year we maxed out at 17 participants. And we had participants from Maryland, Kentucky, Illinois.
They come here?
They came here
Really?
to Camp Courage, which West Michigan Worship Center, donates the use of that for us. And they came here. The retreat was free. They just had to get here
Sure.
and had a great time and said they can't wait to come back.
That's incredible. Empowering.
Yeah. Yep. And we have these meetups where, they started out with a couple of us and now, people are asking when are the next meetups?
Yeah.
Where can we go? How can we?
How can you be a part
Yeah.
of it? Locally, when you have these meetups and stuff, it's not always about some big physical challenge or something like that. Talk about some of the things that you do in your meetups.
Well, a lot of it is about, we don't sit around and talk about our military service.
Right.
Sometimes it comes up, but it's not something that we focus on because I think we're kind of sick of talking about our military service.
Right.
But it's kind of just, we share a lot of resources.
Sure.
So we might go to one meetup, we went to a play. Like next month, we're going to 7 Steps Up to see a pin drop concert.
Love 7 Steps
Yeah.
Up. Have you been there before?
Yes, we did
Isn't
one
it great?
before.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
women with PTSD really respond to being able to go to a concert
Sure.
and not have all that interference.
Right.
And so 7 Steps Up has been gracious and they've donated tickets. We've done that. We've gone to rackets. They've donated appetizers and we just sit around and eat
Sure.
and have drinks and talk. And,
Sure.
we share the resources that are out there so the women know that there's scholarships for your kids. There's all kind of things that they can do. So, we have fun.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you way back when you first joined the military and all that kind of, did you ever imagine that life would take you down this path?
No, there's always that possibility that you can be killed or be injured, but I never thought that initially I'd be in the position I was in 2005, 2006. But I look at it differently than when I looked at it then. Now I look at it as a blessing in disguise because my section that went over, there were 10 of us in my section, the 9 that went over, they all died in a roadside bomb.
No kidding.
Yeah, and so had I not fallen off that truck, had I not gotten injured, then I might not be here today. But I look at it as all the opportunities that have opened because of my injury.
Yeah.
I guess if you just look at your situation from a different spectacle,
Yeah.
a different vein, you
Yeah.
can see that there are opportunities in your injury, in your traumatic experience, and that's really what's come out of it. I've gotten to sing with Amy Grant and Vince Gill and Charlie Daniels on stage.
Charlie Daniels?
Yeah.
One of my heroes.
Yep.
Love the guy.
Yep. He came here to Muskegon too. He's got a big personality with his big hat.
I love that.
Yep. So I've gotten to do some amazing things that I probably wouldn't have gotten to do
Sure.
had I not been injured and
Sure.
been in the situation I was in.
Long term, where do you see this going?
Well, we are working with Challenge America, a big organization, to launch a military sisterhood initiative, a national initiative, which will be a huge benefit for women veterans. We're working on getting women veterans observance days all over the country. We we just got our very first community outreach specialist within WINC, and she works with military sexual trauma as well as far as the resources. We're going to be doing peer support groups for military sexual trauma women only, as well as peer support groups for women veterans.
Sure.
And so this was started in Muskegon. The heart of where it became was in Muskegon, but this is going to be something that is going to have a national outreach where they can say, this is what came out of Muskegon. And so that's what I see.
That's what I love.
Big dreams.
Love it. I love it. Now you've got a day coming up at the Veterans Center. Quick.
Yes.
We're a little late getting down here on the story, but talk about your open house day.
November 9th at the Veterans Service Center at 165 East Apple here in Muskegon. We're going to have an open house between 10 and 2 and 6 and 8. And just to let you know that we're there, that we have resources. If you are a resource, you can come out and bring some information for our veterans. And so we're just kind of letting you know we're here and saying, thanks for helping us out.
Sure. Put all the details. You got a Facebook event or anything like that?
We don't have a Facebook event, but it is on our website.
All right.
That's www.wincforall. That's WINCFORALL.
We'll link it up right here.
Yeah.
I love meeting rock stars. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I think that's just incredible. And the fact we both know Charlie Daniels.
I know, right?
How awesome is that?
I know. I'm trying to get him to come walleye fishing. Seriously.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Zaneta Adams right down here. Incredible. Thank you for taking a few minutes today.
Thanks for having me.
Let me know what more we can do to help you spread the word.
Yes.
And continue this great fight.
Thank you.
Amazing. Zaneta Adams. All the details will be right here on Positively Muskegon.